from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
That's the problem. I mean, you put it where there's room for it, not in somebody's front yard where it's not needed. There's no kids here to use it.
Some homeowners are upset that a 5-foot wide sidewalk and bike path will be added on their property as part of a safe route to a school project.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Those impacted in Perham, Minnesota say there are no kids in that area and they feel it's a waste of tax dollars. Homeowners instead would like to see the sidewalk and the bike path across the street where a new high school could potentially go. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop investigates why the city isn't taking the neighborhood's opinions into account and why the homeowners think this will not benefit their area.
It's a project that has been in the works for years. The Perham Public School District, along with the city, say they are trying to improve safety for students. A big part of the project will add a 5-foot sidewalk along 9th Street Southwest. Several homeowners say it's a waste of time, money, and energy.
There's no kids. What you see right now is how many kids we have walking morning and noon and night, and there isn't any.
There is not that much bike traffic on the street, and as you notice, there is a bike route signs and there are stencils on the street for bike route.
Annette and her neighbors want to see the sidewalk added across the street where there is an empty lot.
Matter of fact, I stopped 2 kids yesterday and asked them if there was a sidewalk here, would they walk on it, and they said no.
Homeowners in the area say there's already a path to the school through this field, and they say by adding a sidewalk, it is a total waste of taxpayer money.
But I mean, I don't want my tax dollars wasted, and it's just not the city of Perham. I think that's everybody's tax dollars in the United States.
The group feels this isn't the safest route.
Look from 9th all the way to here. They got to cross all these intersections, and if the sidewalk was on the other side, they wouldn't have to cross any streets other than the one to get to the sidewalk.
We took the neighborhood concerns directly to the city. The city manager says the south side of 9th Street may one day get a sidewalk and adds that the north side is the safest route for children.
And this would basically join an existing bike path that's already here on the north side, follow the north side of the road. And again, yes, you have to cross these avenues, but they're not nearly as busy as this 9th Street.
Adding that there could be children in that area that don't walk to school because there is not a sidewalk.
What is undoubtable is if you go look out in that area, it is getting more developed. If you look, there's a lot of swing sets in the backyards of those homes out there. So that to me means there are little kids there that eventually are going to be going to school.
80% of the project is being covered by a federal grant, and 20% of the project will be picked up by the city and school district. But the city says that there will be no special assessments for the project. We asked Clem to explain if changes could be made to the project. He says it is easier said than done because of the federal grant.
Can we tweak the plan? We can tweak the plan a little bit. Ultimately, what's in our grant application, though, is the plan that we're looking at.
In Perham, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
That project has been approved. Bids are being taken. The work should be finished by fall. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, here's some advice. Call our whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576, and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case.
It was very windy again out there today. This flag and the whole pole had to be taken down outside the Perkins restaurant in Jamestown, all because of the wind. Wind speeds even hit more than 40 miles an hour in some parts of the valley. Let's go right now to Hutch Johnson to get the very latest. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. We continue to be gusty, and you could expect that trend to continue as we go into the evening. Still winds gusting over 35 miles per hour, and as we head through the evening, we expect them to diminish. By the time we get to sunset, we'll start seeing them taper off to around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Still a few gusts here and there, mainly out to the east. The radar starting to quiet down as well, although there's blowing snow and very icy roads along and north of Highway 2. Especially up in Roseau County along Highway 11 up there near Carlstad. 37 in the 7 o'clock hour. As we go through the remainder of our evening, it will continue to be windy and cool. A cool couple of days for us, Stephanie, but we do have some better weather on the horizon. I'll tell you all about it in a few minutes.
Get through this and go to some better weather.
I think we can do that.
All right, Hutch, thank you. Well, Moorhead's police chief says tearing through the Village Green Golf Course and across people's yards is unacceptable for his officers. Dave Ebinger's reaction to the investigation into what went wrong last June during a police pursuit is that his officers did not follow procedure and put the public at risk. Blowing through the golf course resulted in officers getting suspensions and a written reprimand.
What you have to do is you don't do things to win the public over, you do the right things. And the right thing in this instance is for us to understand some reckless behavior took place, people have been disciplined for it. Those people are good people that have learned from their mistake.
Abiger says he partly bears responsibility in what happened last June, and moving forward, he hopes greater transparency of his department can gain back some of the public's trust.
Grand Forks police are investigating a troubling crime. The memorabilia of Harris Holman, a deceased World War II hero from Hatton, North Dakota, has been stolen from his daughter's home. During D-Day, Holman led a group of 12 men on ropes up the cliffs of Normandy Beach in France. Holman was one of 3 men who survived in his unit. He passed away in 2002.
And I didn't think I was going to make it. I didn't think I was going to come back alive. A lot of them didn't, you know.
Somebody's got to know something, and I want my stuff back. I don't care about how they did it or what happened. I don't care about anything that was broken in the house. I just want my dad's stuff back.
If you have any information, contact Grand Forks Police. If you'd like to hear an interview we did with Harris Holman back in 2001, we have it online for you, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story.
Another scam is sweeping the valley, but this time with a twist, targeting freelancers. A local woman who shoots video, does web and graphic design, caught on to the fraud before accepting payments from stolen credit cards.
She called her whistleblower hotline, wanting to warn others. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson explains.
To know my business name, please kindly get back to me with an estimate, your full name, and a cell phone number.
It's not unusual for Alyssa Norland to get an email from someone hoping to do business.
So once I told him my estimate, he goes, thank you for getting back to me, and I want you to know that I'm okay with the estimate, and also I want you to know that I'm going to make a payment deposit of $5,500, which was far over what I had quoted him.
This particular email raised some red flags, asking Norland to run a credit card for $2,000 extra and have her deposit it into a different account.
I can pick up on these scams, but I think they're getting a little bit more savvy.
Norland called the credit card company, ran the numbers, and found out it belongs to a different person. So she called the woman whose credit card numbers had been stolen.
She was kind of scared, had no idea how it had happened.
Business owners always have to watch out for overpayment schemes. That's when they get a call from someone pretending to be a customer and interested in ordering maybe a kind of an unusually large order. It sounds pretty good, it looks good, and then suddenly there's a request to the customer wants to pay more than what's owed, and that's where the trouble always comes in.
What's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think business owners, everyone wants to have a good day, everyone wants to make a nice sale, but as always, don't let the possibility of a big sale cloud your judgment.
I just hope that they find these people. It's just they prey on innocent people, and some people fall for it and they lose thousands of dollars, and it's sad.
Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
The Better Business Bureau has more tips on how to spot this type of fraud. To see them, log on to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
The new Fargo City Hall building is on hold for now. The committee planning the project is recommending the bids be rejected and it be redesigned. That's because the bids came in $3 million higher than planned, topping a staggering $30 million mark. The new building's aimed at replacing the current City Hall, which was built in 1961. It will add nearly 4 times the space, increasing from 24,000 square feet to 96,000. And while committee members say rebidding the project is the right thing to do, some are concerned about the prospect of too much corner cutting. Another smaller committee is being organized to see where cuts can be made. The goal is to have a redesign ready for contractors to bid on in mid-July. Construction, though, could start still sometime this year.
The basketball team over at Minnesota State University Moorhead is taking the spotlight tonight in the NCAA Division II Elite 8 tournament. That's in Evansville, Indiana. It's their first time at the Elite 8. The Dragons play 2011 champions Bellarmine at 8:30. This game is only available on NCAA.com. There are a couple of options for you to watch. You can head over to Buffalo Wild Wings in Moorhead or the TV area in the Comstock Memorial Union over at MSUM's campus. Look for more coverage coming up later in sports.
And don't forget, you can now get the Valley News Live news and weather text alerts right to your phone. You get the latest breaking news, weather, and other updates on your mobile device. Just head to valleynewslive.com to sign up.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, helping out cancer research. What's behind a nice donation to help?
Gusty wind throughout the day, peaked near 50 miles per hour today. It does look like the wind will taper off and conditions will improve, but it'll take a bit of time. I'll have details in your forecast next.